Ecamm Fam, what's good, y'all? What is good? Happy Thursday and welcome to another edition, another episode of Marshall Creates with Ecamm. It's great to see everybody. Hey, Patrick. Hey, Katie. Mr. Moderator. Great to see you. Good to see everybody. Patrick from Switzerland. Wow. Shout out to Switzerland. Richard, thank you, man. Thank you. I wanted to make sure I got some tunes this time, so it wouldn't be an awkward silence during the countdown. If you guys didn't tune in last week we worked on some countdown timers. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely do that afterwards. All right. So yeah, guys, today is gonna be an exciting one. We're going to be creating animated overlays to use in Ecamm, either for your pre-recorded videos or your live presentations. Okay, so we're going to be creating some animated overlays, and if you want to know what I mean, let me grab one. So I know I have one. Okay, I think this is it right here. Boom. So something like that. So we're going to create something like this using a couple different tools. I'm going to show you guys the easy version. Well, they're both really easy to me, in my opinion. I feel like Keynote may be harder than doing it in like Final Cut. But we'll do both ways. Okay. So, yeah. So what we'll do is if somebody could just throw out like a random name and like title, and we'll create that. In the meantime, I'll just say hey to some more folks. Eric, so you're in Switzerland too. That's awesome. Tommy, good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Bob, welcome from PA. You're not too far from me. I'm in Maryland, so just down the road from you. All right. But yeah, if somebody could just throw out like a random name, if not, I'll just make one up and we will create an animated lower third. Okay. Yeah, somebody give me a name real quick while I go ahead and open up Keynote. All right, so let's do. Look, he beat you in the creativity, Paul. I was getting ready to say let's do Paul Duncan, Mr. Moderator, but I like that one. Marshall Mathers, Tech Evangelist. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. All right. So yeah, let's do it. So I'm gonna open up Keynote. All right. So if you're in the Ecamm Fam, you have to have a Mac, right? So you have Keynote, which is completely free. If you're not familiar with Keynote, it's Apple's version of PowerPoint, and I think it's way cooler. All right. So I'm gonna open up Keynote. I've actually been working in Keynote all day on a personal project. So I'm gonna share my screen in a second. So give me 1 second here. All right. Okay. Boom. I have a whole bunch of scenes now, y'all. Okay, wrong screen. Hold on, y'all. Gotta set my screens up right. Tertiary. Oh. There it is. Okay. Cool. All right, so I have Keynote open here. So this is Keynote. And we're gonna start with the basic white is fine. Okay. We're gonna do basic white. So I'm actually just gonna delete this text out of here. And let me make sure that you guys can see the entire window here. Boom. All right. So for the fill, this is step one, y'all. For the fill, you want to make sure that the fill is set to no fill. Okay. It's going to look black, but it's essentially going to be no fill, no color right here, because when we export this out, we want this to have like no background at all. We want the background to be completely transparent. And let me raise myself up and get adjusted in this framing a little bit. Okay, cool. How we looking? All right, y'all. So we got Marshall Mathers, tech evangelist. All right, so I'm trying to think of a cool way to design this, other than just the text. So I don't want to get in trouble using Eminem's likeness, but we'll just stick with the text for now, okay? So I'm gonna go up here to shape, because I want to have a shape behind the actual text. So similar to the one that I showed you guys as an example at the beginning. So I'll come up here to the shape button, and I'll click, let me see. Let's do this slanted one. I think that looks cool. The parallelogram. Boom, let's do that. So I can't see it because it's black. So I'm gonna come over here to the format panel and then go down and select, let's do this teal. Y'all know I like teal, right? So we got the teal. So I'm gonna essentially enlarge this. Let me see if it lets me, it locks this aspect ratio. Let me see if there's a way I could fix that constraint proportion. So I'm going to uncheck constraint proportions because this aspect ratio is locked and it's way too tall for what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to uncheck that. So now it should let me condense it. Boom, there we go. So it is a bit of more of a slant that I would like, but it'll work for now. It'll work for now. Okay. So I'll just leave it here in the middle. I'll leave it here in the middle. Let's work on it in the middle, okay? So now I'm just gonna grab some text. So come up here to the top toolbar and then hit text. And now I have my text in here. So I'm gonna double click this and type in, how you guys spell Marshall? No, I'm kidding. Marshall Mathers. All right. Come over to text, and then for the text color, I'm gonna let's do white. I may have to add a shadow because this teal is pretty light. So Scott, good to see you. You can right click and click edit shape. Cool. Freeform the shape. Oh wow, let's try that out. Right click And then I guess make editable. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's so cool, guys. Boom. Thanks, Scott. I'm by no means a Keynote expert, but I should be shortly after I'm done this personal project I'm working on. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna actually change this to another font. Oh, it didn't take forever this time. Sometimes I have so many fonts loaded on my computer, y'all, as a graphic designer. It'll literally take like 30 seconds to load the font sometimes, which is nuts. But it did it pretty quickly that time. Okay, so we got Marshall Mathers. I'm actually gonna make the first name bold. And I'm gonna add a drop shadow behind this as well, just because that teal is a bit too light. Let me see if I can select. I'm gonna select actually a different color. Darken. Boom. That's cool. You know what? I'm getting I just had an idea, y'all. I'm actually gonna have the first and last name separate. So I'm gonna do Command D to duplicate it. Just had an idea. I'm trying not to do the most. Y'all know that's my middle name. Doing the most, but I want to animate the first and last name separate. I think that'll look cool. Okay. So I'm gonna put Marshall over here, and Mathers over here. Cool. And then I'm actually gonna select constrain this some more because I want to put the title below. So I'm gonna do Command D to duplicate this and have this for the title. So I'm actually gonna make this even darker and go to arrange, send to back. So now I'll put the title down here, and I'm gonna do Option, click and drag, or do Command D to duplicate it. And then I'm gonna do Tech Evangelist and reduce the actual font size. And I'll actually make this that's a little too heavy. I'll make this bold. Yeah, it looks good. And I'll increase the spacing in between the letters. I think that'll look sexy. So character spacing. So I hit this little cog wheel here under text, and I'm gonna go to character spacing and stretch that boy out. Tech Evangelist. It's looking good to me, y'all. I may even see what it looks like flip with this one flipped. So go to arrange, flip. Oh, that actually looks pretty cool. So let's slide Tech Evangelist over. Okay. I like it, y'all. I like it. What do you think? What do you think so far? I think it's pretty much ready to go to be animated. So now that we have the overall look of it, we're gonna go ahead and animate it. So what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna try to keep the animation simple. So if you don't know, let me adjust this some. Oops. Okay. I think like this angle is a little too steep. So let me just tweak that a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that looks good to me. All right, y'all. So what I'm going to do is, let me think, what should I have coming first? I think we'll just have, let's go to the animation, just look at them. So I'm going to go over to the animation button up here at the top right and do build in. So we have build in action and build out. So build in is how the animation actually comes into the frame, into the scene. Okay. Action is if you want something to happen during, while whatever it is that you want to animate is on the screen, and build out is when you want it to, how you want it to animate out of the screen. Okay. So let me just tweak this a little bit. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I think that looks good. I'm not going to change this anymore, y'all, I promise. Liking the colors. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Can't go wrong with teal, y'all. All right. Cool. So I think we're gonna have the background animate in first. So I'll just group. Actually, just group. I was thinking about grouping the backgrounds together, but I'll leave them separate. So let's look at the animations. All right. So we have appear that just pops onto the screen. Blur, don't want to do blur, not for this one. Compress, no, that's boring. Dissolve is boring. Drift and scale looks good, but as you can see, it like kind of animates out, so we don't want that. Fade and move. This is actually one of my favorites that I use when I do presentations. Fade and scale. Fly in, that just takes way too long. Iris. All these are taking forever. Keyboard, that's not going to apply here. Move in. Okay. I think we'll do, let me see. Let's do fade and move, okay? So we'll do fade and move for this one, but I'm going to change the actual speed to, let's see how it looks in 1 second. So duration and direction, 1 second. From left to right is fine. Yep, that looks good. So it flies in off of the screen, which I think is unnecessary. So I'm going to reduce the travel distance to, let's say, 50%. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, that's still too long. I'll change it to 20. Okay, that looks good. Because we're going to have a couple animations going, so I don't want it to take forever to animate in, and I want this animation to be really, really subtle, okay? So I'm going to leave that for now, and I'm going to come down to Tech Evangelist, well, this background, and I'm going to actually copy, not right click, I'm going to select this top shape, go to, you see, I believe it is format. Yep, up at the top in the window. Can you guys see that? So I'm actually clicking off, you can't see it in my screen share, but I'm clicking on format, and then I'm going to come down to copy animation. Okay, format, copy animation. So I'm going to come down to here. I'm going to do format, paste animation. So it actually has the same animation as the top shape, but I'm actually going to flip it to from top to bottom just to see what that looks like. So now this will come in like this, but I want it to happen like right after this happens. So I'm going to go down to this build order. So this is the order that everything builds into. So first I want to click the first shape that animates in, and I can hit preview. And then you can see the second shape, preview. But instead of it animating on click, I want it to animate right away. So after the transition, in this case, the transition would be just the slideshow or the presentation starting. But that's important that you do after transition, because when we export this out, if you do on click, it won't animate. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is change this to after build one. You know what? Let me drag this. I have to actually group these two together. So I just want to drag this up under this first build inside of it. So you see how it went from being separate to now being together. So it says after build one. So now if we preview it, I like how that looks. So you see this comes in first, and then this comes in right after. So I'll play that again. Boom. I like it. I like it. So on here, just going to double click this shape. I'm actually going to bring this in a little faster. The second one in a little faster. So let's see how this looks. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. But what I'm actually going to do, guys, is I'm going to group Tech Evangelist with his back shape. Okay. So I'll select both of them. So I selected Tech Evangelist, and then I right click. I'm not right click, but hit Shift, hold Shift, and then click this back shape. And I'll do right click and then do group. So I have to send this whole thing to the back now. So go to Arrange, Send to Back, or Shift Command B. So now since I did that, I actually have to build that animation again. So let me just see how this looks really quickly. Yep. So I got to select this lower group, go to Build In, Add an Effect, Fade and Move from top to bottom. And let's change it to, let's say, a half a second. Oh, that's too fast. So a second is fine. And travel distance, I'll do it, let's say 5%. So I wanted to kind of come from behind this here. So I'm actually going to group all of this together too, because the name doesn't come in with this animation. And I don't want the title to animate in before the name does. So I'll just group all of this together really quickly. Group, add an effect, fade and move, left to right. Let's do 20%. Build order, make this first. Okay. Cool. So now let's preview it, y'all. Cool. I like it. I like it. What do you guys think? I was going to animate Marshall and Mathers separately, but I think it would get a little too complicated, and I want to keep it really subtle and simple. All right. So just to add a little more flair, I'm just going to add a drop shadow to this top shape here. So I'll click this, go to Format. Oh, you know what? I got to actually do it on the actual shape. So I have to double click the shape, style, and go to shadow, drop shadow. So you see it added a little shadow there. So I'm actually going to increase the blur. Let's change the angle a little bit. What's this reflection? No, that's not necessary. But yeah, I think this looks good. What do you guys think? Eminem's gonna love it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I hope so. All right, y'all. So what we'll do now is we'll export this out. All right. So we want to go to File, Export to Movie. All right. File, Export to Movie. Self-playing slides from 1 to 1. Make sure you have the slide selected, because if it was more than one slide in your presentation and you went to export it and you didn't have from the actual slide, let's say it was slide 2 and you have to do from 2 to 2, if you didn't have that selected, then it wouldn't work right. It would actually do the animation, but it wouldn't build it out. Oh, you know what, guys? I actually forgot a step. We have to add in the build out. We have to add in the build out. So we have the animation in, but it would just stay on the screen. It would just stay on the screen or just disappear completely at the end of, just whenever it ran out. So we have to actually do a build out. So I'm going to come back up here to animate. So we have this one, and I'm going to go to build out. Okay. So I'm going to add an effect, and we can do the same thing, or we can just do something different. So let me see. Let's look at some of this. Oh, that's cool. Cube. I think I like cube, y'all. What you think? Okay. I won't go through all of these, but you can check them out. But I like cube. So I'm going to select cube for the build out here. And for the bottom one, for the build out, add an effect, I'm going to do cube as well, but I'm going to have it go the other way from right to left. Okay. So now I'm going to go to the build order just to make sure everything looks good. So you still have to group all of these together. Okay. So I have to drag this build out up here for Marshall Mathers. I almost said my name. And then drag this build out into this group as well. So all of it can happen together. All right. But the thing is, we want to add a delay, because if I just play this now as is, so it's going to animate in, that looks good, and it goes away right away. And that's not enough time for anybody to read it. So for this delay, we want to have we want to set it to, let's say 10 seconds. Let's just say 5 seconds. All right. And then for Tech Evangelist delay, we'll keep that at we can actually have that set to 4 seconds. Oh, after build 3, no, let's leave it. Let's leave it like that. So now let's check it out. So 2, 1, and it should be fading away. Okay, looks good. So it's a little too long in my opinion, so I'm just gonna drop them down to 4. I guess 4 seconds is enough time. But yeah, I'll just keep this one. I won't set this delay, because the last one with Tech Evangelist will be up there for another 4 seconds after Marshall Mathers animates out. So I'll just show you guys that one more time. Looks good to me. So I'm actually going to do with build 3, just so they're not separate. So that should be good. I'm actually going to center Tech Evangelist a bit more in this. Okay. All right, that looks centered. All right, y'all, now let's export. Okay. Triple P, great to see you. Smash the like button. I appreciate it sincerely. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. So we're going to go to File, Export to, Movie. Build out the title before the name. Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Let's do that. So I'm going to go down to Build Order and drag this above Build 3. So this is the title. I'm going to drag it above. So this will build out first. So I'm going to drop this delay to, let's just do 3 seconds. And then this delay, I'm going to take this off. And I'm going to do with build 3. So let's see how this looks now, y'all. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. All right, y'all. Now we're going to export it out. We're going to go to File, Export Movie. So playing all. Go to the next slide. We have to put both of these to 0, okay? Because we don't have another slide. Resolution, we'll do custom. We'll leave this as what it is, and then frame rate 30 frames per second. So the compression type, we're going to select Apple ProRes 4444. So this is what's going to allow us to have the transparent background. Okay, Apple ProRes 4444. All right, so then I'm going to do and then export with transparent backgrounds. Of course, you want to make sure that the background is completely transparent. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to save this here as Marshall Mathers, lower thirds. Okay, export. Tommy faded out altogether. Yep, we could have done that too. And I'm a fan of simplicity as well. Yeah, so you can do that too. Just fade it out rather than having it animate out. Yep, so you would just select the dissolve under the build out to do that. But yeah, you guys tinker around with it. Keynote, you all should have it if you're on Ecamm, if you have a Mac, and it's super simple to get to that stuff. So the res isn't you can change the resolution to what you want, Patrick. You can, but this is going to be so small on the screen that usually that resolution is fine. Okay, well, let's see. Let's try it out and see first what it looks like before I make that determination, because we may need to switch it up. We may need to switch it up. So let's check it out. So what I'm gonna do is let me pop over into live demo mode, and okay, you guys see me. Let me move the comments over here and pull up my Finder. Okay, so I have the Finder, and let's create, let's just do a new scene here and drag this on. So I'm just gonna drag it from the Finder right onto the screen. I like it, I like it. It probably could be a little clearer, but I'm gonna keep it like this because I'm actually gonna make it a little smaller. So that looks good. So now, of course, we want to reposition it. So you can hit this pencil button. Oh, that's for animation. So actually, you can hold Option and drag the, I believe you can drag the sides to crop it, but I can't see it yet. So I'm holding Option and I'm dragging the sides to crop this in, to get rid of all of that extra space. Oh, we're gonna need some room for the animation, aren't we? So let's do this. Let's see how this looks. Yep, that's enough room. I actually could stand to crop it in some more and put it down here. Okay, so let's see how this looks. Move it. Yeah, it looks good, y'all. Boom. So you guys got any questions so far? If not, we'll pop on over into Final Cut Pro and do some there. So the good thing is with Final Cut Pro, you can just get templates. You can get templates and change them in Final Cut Pro. Yes, you hit me with the Q and the colon and your question. I'll appreciate it. Okay, so out of live demo mode, absolutely. So let's pop out. So let's play that again. Boom. Todd, great to see you. Christmas Clad, I definitely got to check your channel out. My wife plays Christmas music year round. I used to be resistant, but now I'm right on board, y'all. Right on board. Christmas in July, Hallmark Channel, the whole nine. You got any questions? Marshall Matters. That's funny. All right, y'all. So this next one will be pretty quick because I'm just gonna grab a template, and we're gonna create one inside of Final Cut Pro. So Final Cut Pro, of course, you guys know I use it a lot. I highly recommend you grab it, because it just gives you a bit more control and it's not as intimidating as people think it is, because a lot of stuff you can do using templates, y'all. Even if you gotta pay for them, it just makes your life a lot easier. Oh man, the Marshall Matters show. That's hilarious. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so I'm gonna pop over into Final Cut Pro. But first, let's grab a template to use. Okay. All right, so we're gonna, you know where I'm going, y'all. You know where I'm going. I'm going to Envato Elements, y'all. Envato Elements. Whole bunch of goodies here, of course. So I'm going to type in lower thirds. Plugins. Yes, plugins. Thank you for the correct terminology, my brother. So I typed in lower thirds and vital elements. And as you can see, I'm going to select this first category here, video templates. And as I hold my mouse over the different photos, they animate and it'll show you what types of lower thirds come in these packs. All right. So this is in vital elements. If you're new here, it's like a service. It just has a bunch of graphics related stuff, stock videos, stock photos, sound effects, a bunch of stuff. It's like a monthly and yearly subscription. I highly recommend it because you can get a lot of cool stuff on here to use in your video projects. All right. So I'm going to go to video templates. You see we have 6,300 results. So I'll click see more and I'm going to select Final Cut Pro. As you can see, Motion and Final Cut Pro, the results are almost identical because you can use, in most cases, use Final Cut Pro plugins with Motion and vice versa because they're like sister software. All right. Motion is cheaper. I think it's about 50 or 60 bucks, and Final Cut Pro is between $200 and $300, depending on if you get it with the education discount. But Apple Motion isn't a video editor, but Final Cut Pro is, so that's why I use that. So I just select the Final Cut Pro. If I select Motion, the same, it'll be pretty much the same stuff. And as you can see, now it's identical. I don't know what happened that fast, but they're both 606. So I can just hover over these just to see which ones catch my eye. Oh, this looks pretty cool. Let me look at one more, but I think I may go with that one. Oh, y'all, this is fancy. This is fancy right here. Yes. And no subscription. Yep. Okay. So let's check it out. Yeah, these look cool, y'all. These look really cool. Pro Apps bundle. Yes, you're right. They do have a bundle. So I believe you can get the, let's check it out. Pro Apps Bundle Education. I believe you get Motion. You get Motion, Final Cut, and Logic for $199. Oh, it's 5 apps. There's more apps, y'all, that I didn't consider. Boom. Look at that. Final Cut. I believe this is GarageBand, Logic Pro, Motion, Compressor, and Main Stage. Okay. Yeah, GarageBand already comes with Apple. Duh, Marsh. So Logic, if you're into music production, Compressor, I don't use that, but I know it's very helpful. I probably should be using it to compress your video files. Main Stage, live performance app lets you take sound, build your set list. So yeah, I don't do any of that, but you get all of those for $199, y'all, instead of paying a la carte for it. So yeah, I'm sure everybody has some type of educational uses, doing something with education. Doc brought up a good point. We're all doing education with our live streams, right? It's some form of education, so go ahead and grab that joint. Yeah, we all teaching one way or another. Yep, good point, y'all. So yes, you need to go ahead and grab it, y'all, because if you tune in to this show every week, I'm probably going to be using some form of Final Cut. And you know, the more you use it, the more comfortable you get. Y'all want to know the promo videos I did. I think the one I did last year for Ecamm Live. Y'all want to know how long it took me. I think it was like 80 hours or something crazy. Most of that was editing, but now I can do them a lot faster. I can do video editing a lot faster because I'm a lot more proficient. And keep in mind, a lot of the stuff I was doing in that video, the one they put out last year, it was a lot of motion, a lot of stuff going on, and I had just had ideas for stuff, so I probably wasn't working as efficiently as I could have been because I just didn't know, like, if I had an idea for a specific type of movement or a flop or whatever, I didn't know the fastest way to do it. But now I'm a lot more proficient because I spend a lot more time using it. So the sooner you can grab it and start using it, the easier it'll be. And you may not even need to do a third or a tenth of the type of stuff that I do in the program. You know what I'm saying? Yep, good point. Yep, it's delivered electronically. I don't know why it says 1 to 3 days. via email. But yeah, usually it's right away. I believe it's right away. I think when I got this, it was pre-installed. I don't know. But I think once you purchase it, you may just be able to download it from the App Store, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Okay. Yes, me too, man. Me too. I know, man. But I'm the type now where it's like if something seems like it's out of my comfort zone, I'll just dive head first because I know the payoff will be worth it, right? And you got to think about all the other people that are too scared to try it out. So it's like if I just go ahead and learn it, it's gonna put me above or ahead of a lot of other people in terms of my proficiency. Just because I was willing to take the risk or just take that step, you know. So that's how I like to operate. All right, y'all. So let's go back here and I'm going to download this. Okay. Okay. So he said you took you a day to get a key. Okay. You can start using the trial version until you get your key. Cool. 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 All right, y'all. So what I like to do is I like to add a project name because this helps with your licensing. You can download it without a license, but I like to just have a license for everything that I download just in case. So I don't have to come back and grab a license if I use it for any type of commercial purpose. So keep it really simple and just type in a name. So I'm just gonna type in Ecamm. Boom. Ecamm doesn't want any smoke, you know, with any legalities. So we just make sure we got our license. All right, so I'm just gonna, name it lower thirds pack. The hardest thing, y'all, to be honest, is figuring out where to install this stuff like on your computer, but it gives you very clear instructions. I haven't installed any in a minute because I've been using the same like several packs that I downloaded for a long time, but I'm going to open up the instructions and find out where to download them. All right. Yes, currently on Envato Elements, y'all. Envato Elements. Okay. So I'm going to go and find this file. Okay. Okay. Oops, I'm in the wrong folder, y'all. Okay, so let me do search for episode 6. Hold on, I don't even know where I downloaded that, y'all. I'm sorry. Hold on. Pay attention. Okay. Oh, it is there. I'm stupid. Lower thirds pack. Okay, there it is. Hold up, this is not working right. It should not be a document. This usually doesn't happen, y'all. Usually it gives you a whole folder. It may because I changed the name. Okay, I changed the name. I shouldn't have. Don't change the name. Do not change the name of your download when you download it, okay? Because you saw what just happened. David, what's good, my brother? What is good? Hey, shout out to David McGill, trucker from scratch. Just reached 100K subscribers. And also an Ecamm user, y'all. David is in the Ecamm fam. Shout out to David McGill. 26 watching, only 17 are going to be sad. 17 thumbs up. Yeah, y'all hit that like button when you can. I appreciate it. I sincerely appreciate it, y'all. Okay. All right. So now we have the download. Okay. I have the download here. Lower third. So I'm going to try to find the instructions because it will tell me exactly. Well, it should tell me where to install it. So usually it's in a Word doc or something, or a text document. But in this case, it looks like it may be in this tutorial video. So let me double click this and pull it up. And if it isn't, then I need to download another one. So it isn't. So let me just download another one real quick, because I just don't want to mess it up. Okay. I got you. I'm gonna delete the zip. Messed up. Okay. Modern lower thirds. Let's see this one really quickly. Yeah, let's just download this one. Ecamm. Okay, episode 6. Alrighty. Boom, double click. Okay, see this readme? That's what I was looking for, y'all. Of course, the one I downloaded didn't have one. All right. It's not telling me where to download this one, where to save this one either. Hold on. Video tutorial. Okay, there we go. How to import. So to tell you exactly where to drag it on your computer. Can you guys see this? All right, so unzipping it. So he's copying this. And let's just see where he pastes it, he or she. Users, okay. Home folder, movies, motion templates, titles. That's it. So it seems like a lot, but look, I assure you guys, this is the hardest part of using these these plugins and templates. It's just this part right here. But it took less than 20 seconds. All right, so don't get intimidated by the fact that you got to find this folder. It shows you exactly where it is, and in most cases, it's like a text document. Like if you have motion, put it here. If you have Final Cut, do it here. Okay, boom. Movies, motion templates, titles. That's even quicker if you remember that. Like I said, I haven't done this in a while, so let's go ahead and find that. So I'm gonna open up my home folder, movies, motion templates. As you can see, I got a whole bunch of stuff. And then titles. So I need to put it here. So I'm gonna go and copy it. Delete this one. And leave it just this folder, right? Yeah. Command C to copy it. Motion lower third, V3. And then Command V. Oops. So it's supposed to go in the titles folder, so I'm gonna just drag it in here. So if you have Final Cut open, which I do, you'll want to just close out of that, just quit out of it, and then open it back up. LBC Branding, great to see you. Great to see you. Okay. Boom. All right, now in Final Cut Pro, it should be over here on this left-hand side under the titles and generators. So when you open it up, you may not see it. It'll look like this, but once you click the titles and generators, it should show up. So what is it called though? Lower thirds modern. Oh, let me just double check. Modern lower third. Okay. Here it is, y'all. So here they are right here. So they're not showing. Oh, there we go. So you can see them. So if you move your mouse pointer, hover it over it and drag along, or just hit the space bar, it'll animate. You can see, you can preview the animation. So what I'll do is, and this is the other thing, y'all, if you just get this down, you'll be fine every time. Okay. I'm going to do File, New Library first. So I just want a new library. I may already have one created, for today I don't. So I'm going to do File, New Library. And typically you just want to put all your junk, your crap, whatever you're going to have in your video project, put it in one folder, y'all. Just put it in one folder. I prefer to have it on an external hard drive. I don't have one right now connected, so I'm just going to go to my home folder. I'll go down to movies and I'll do a new library here. Okay. So I'll just save this as MCWE, Marshall Creates with Ecamm, episode 6 library. Name your library whatever you want. So your library is essentially all your stuff. I don't want to say junk, but all your video files, your media, audio, whatever, static images, all of that is just going to be in one library. So I'm going to do save. So my library is now created. So now I'm going to do file. I don't have anything to import, so I'm just going to do a new event was already created. So an event is essentially like if you were shooting on multiple days, think like that, it would be like you would want to have a different event for each day, right? So it already gave me this event right here, so I don't need to create a new event. So it just titles it the day. So I don't have any media to import. Okay, I don't have any media to import, so I'm just going to start with a title. You know what? I will add some media just so it won't look crazy. So let me see if I have a quick video clip or something, y'all, to add in. Let me see. Let me just find something on my computer. .mov. Okay. All right, y'all. I found one, y'all. You're gonna laugh at this one. And if you've tuned in a couple weeks ago, you've seen it already. So it's gonna be this clip of me drinking coffee on the green screen. So this is from the Reels tutorial a couple weeks ago. So y'all check that out. So being as though I do, I will add this into that library. I'm gonna do Command C, and I'm gonna go back to that library I just created. So we have this one right here. So I'm just going to create a folder. So I'm going to do new folder to pull from. And I'm going to do MCWE episode 6 media. All right. So double click and then do Command V to paste it in here. So now I can import this in. So file import. Marshall movies. Media. Coffee. Name your events. Bro, I never name my events. Never. But yeah, listen to Doc, y'all. Doc, listen to the man. So I'm using Final Cut Pro, Sarita. Janot, no doubt, my brother. Yes. Okay. So I have my coffee. I'm going to leave the files in place, leave all of this the same. I don't ever create optimized media or proxy media, and I just add it to the existing event. But yeah, Doc, let us know what we should be naming them to, my brother. All right. So now I'm going to do new project. All this, I'm going to just leave all this the way it is. I usually, I film in 24 frames a second, do 4K. I just leave this, Apple ProRes 422, standard Rec 709. So I usually just leave all of this, and I'll just name this as MCWE at 6. Okay. All right. So now I'm just going to drag this clip down here. So, and now I'm going to go over up at the top left to the titles. Right. So these are all the titles I have, y'all, like all the different packs. I have a whole bunch of stuff in here. So much you can do with this program, y'all. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like stuff like this, like you can download packs to make stuff. Add drop zones, like a film look, all of that. For example, I'm gonna get carried away, but let me just drag this on here. I'll actually have to add it into a drop zone. This is a little more complicated, so we won't do that one. But like for example, something like this is cool. I'm getting off topic. Isn't that dope, y'all? Here's a drop zone for me to add a photo. But somebody had a quote, like, for example, all I got to do is click it, go over here to the publish parameters, and I can add a quote. Let me add this quote right here. I like this quote. small drive people. Also set your library to leave media in place. It will otherwise make duplicates of your clips by the great Rockington. So let's get a clip of a pic of Doc Rock for a second to add to the quote. I'm gonna get to the one we just downloaded in a second, y'all. I'm just showing y'all how easy it is. Edit the comment once it's an overlay. Oh, copy it straight from the comment. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to try that. All right, so I'm gonna add this into the movies. Episode 6 media, and then Doc Rock. Cool. So let's try it. Let me see. Add to the broadcast. Oh, and then you got to come into the edit of the. That's a lot of steps. Yeah, I would never really do that, but if I had to, I know how to do it. All right. So, we have this drop zone here. So I'm going to add in the image of Doc here. Import. Okay. And then come up. I got to find out where the drop zone is. Here it is. So a drop zone is essentially an area dedicated for a photo or video. So I'm just going to click this. Boom. He's already selected. And then hit apply clip. So he's in there. He's kind of cropped a little crazy. So let me see if I can edit that. If not, then we're just going to leave it for now because we don't have time to be adjusting it. But it should let us scale it. Position, drop zone scale. So that ain't it. Inside scale. Boom. That's good to me. That's fine. We can adjust the position. And you can do a lot of this stuff with this transform tool here. So as well. So now, you know, we could change the background if we wanted to. But this is just a plugin, y'all, that I installed and then I just dragged onto the clip. So just to show you what that can do. But of course, maybe I would want to move it, right? And just reduce the size of the whole thing. This is not a lower third, obviously, but content scale, content position, so I can scale it down. But I can also do it with this transform button here, like move it like this and scale it down like this as well. Like that. So yeah. So that's that one. So real quick, y'all, I know we're coming up on the end of the show, but I'm going to just use the one that we just downloaded. So it's under here, under modern lower thirds. Okay. So let's just select, let me see. Let's just, this one kind of caught my eye right here. So I'm literally just going to drag this onto the timeline. Okay. And all the editable parameters are right here on the right-hand side. All of them look a little different, but for the most part, they have the same the same fields. So you just look for, okay, Joffrey Lawson. Let me look over here on the right-hand side and look for Joffrey and Larson. So let's do let's do Mr. Moderator this time, since he got left out of the first one. So since the name is a little too large, I want to scale the name down. Should be able to. Text 02 size. Boom. We'll leave Mr. like that. We'll leave it as Helvetica. That's fine. But let's see if we can change these colors, y'all. So yeah, let's change the colors. The color picker comes up. It's a lot of different color picking options, but this is the same color picker across Apple. So Keynote, any other pretty much any other Apple products you may use, services you may use, has the same type of color picker. So you can put in your hex codes if you want. You just gotta go to the sliders and then go down to RGB sliders, and then you can put in your hex code right here if you have specific colors that you need to use. Okay. Comic Sans, oh my gosh, that is blasphemy. Oh my gosh, you know I'm a designer. That is blasphemy. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's just pick another random color. That looks good. Oh yeah, we'll just leave it like that, yo. So if I play it, oh, you know what? I thought that blur was part of the plugin, but it was just my camera. That's funny. I thought it was part of the plugin, y'all. It wasn't. It was just my camera focusing. All right, Mr. Moderator, the motivational speaker. All right, so I can adjust the position of it like this, and then the scale as well. Boom. So y'all see how that is, how easy it is once you download and install the plugin and you know where to look for it. So you got your media right here. What is this? I never even used it. Show or hide the photos, videos, and audio sidebar. I never even used this one, y'all. So I just use this one, and then I get my media, I have my media selector up here, my project up here, and then my titles and stuff here. So yeah, so many cool plugins y'all can get. Like if you wanted cool typography and stuff, they just have a lot of stuff out there available that you can use. Social, like let me see, where's the YouTube one? YouTube subscribe. Nope, that ain't it. MTuber. So like end screens, there's a whole bunch of stuff. And all you got to do is drag and drop your stuff, change the colors, change your text, change your fonts if you want. Super easy. So yeah, maybe we'll do a bit more of this another time. But for the most part, that's how you do it. So, does anybody have any questions? But what I can show you real quick, y'all, is how to export this out. Let's say I just wanted to use this lower third here. So I'm going to do V to hide myself. So this is just like a completely blank background. And I'm going to go up here to the top right where I go to export. Make sure y'all can see everything. Export, and then we're going to do export file. Settings. Make sure it's video only. Make sure that the codec is Apple ProRes 4444, same as it was in Keynote. I think everything else is fine. And then, you know, I need to actually, I want to reduce the size of this. Okay. Export the file. Settings. I don't do anything with roles. Video only, Apple ProRes 4444. Make sure it's .mov. Next. And then save it in episode 6. Let's do Mr. Moderator. And then let's see that. So as you can see, it's exporting pretty quickly. It's done. And let's drag it into the scene. So I'm going to go back into Ecamm. Let's put the default scene back on and let's drag this into the scene. Boom. And we're done, y'all. And we are done. So yeah, guys, let me know if you have any questions. But yeah, that's how you create some lower thirds using Keynote, or grabbing a template from somewhere like Envato Elements and installing it inside of Final Cut Pro, exporting it out. Yeah, guys, let me know if this was helpful for you guys. If you're going to be making some of these. Roy, what's good, my brother? Good to see you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Sarita, you're in lunch. Where y'all at? Yeah, it's 3 o'clock, Doc. Over here. Cool, cool. All right, guys. Cool, cool. Awesome. I'm glad it was helpful for you guys. Yeah, you gotta love lower thirds and animated overlays in general, y'all. It's so cool. It just makes things a lot more engaging and eye-catching for your viewers. And it makes us look professional. You know, it makes us look really professional. It's one thing to have a static overlay. It's another one to have like more something that's more animated, but still subtle, or it's not doing too much, right? Nikki Moose, what is good? Awesome, awesome. Cool. I'm glad it was helpful. All right, guys. If we don't have any questions, then I guess we're done here for this week, y'all. And yeah, you got any questions that come up later, drop them in the comments, and I'll come back through and answer them. Okay. Yay area. Cool, cool. All right, y'all. Well, that's it for this episode of Marshall Creates with Ecamm. And I will see you guys next week. All right. Peace.